February 19th, 1942, President for life Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed the Executive Order 9066. It was super controversial because this was the creation of the internment camps for the quote enemy aliens, and that was really targeting the Japanese. Welcome to Frickin' History, and if you want a 3, a 4, or 5 on your AP World, AP US History, or your AP Euro exam, I'm the guy to say FDR created this executive order and the internment camps in a response to the bombing of Pearl Harbor by the Japanese, which initially got the United States involved in World War II. Was there means for concern at that point? Yes, because we didn't have any idea to the depths of our enemy. But let's think about this. The orders were vague on who is involved and what is supposed to happen. The aftermath is many Japanese U.S. citizens were taken out of their businesses, out of their homes, taken into camps. And we call them internment camps, but really they were concentration camps. Now, again, the idea of the concentration camp is bringing a lot of people into a small area where they don't have the facilities to house all of those people in this very small area. Now, part of it believes that there was inherent people that were against the Japanese that were on the West Coast because the country, the United States, had a long line of anti-Asian immigration. But the problem is when you're a U.S. citizen, you're a U.S. citizen. Now, FDR is seen as probably one of the top, you can make an argument, top 3 presidents in the United States history. But in this move, even his own wife, Eleanor, was completely floored by what he was doing. Eleanor was always on the side of those being taken advantage of. She really brought to light during the Great Depression how people of the Appalachians were really in bad shape, and she brought those situations to her husband to gain sympathy and empathy and to try to help those people. This time, it failed. He told her in no uncertain terms, stop bringing it up. Now, there were Supreme Court cases, Korematsu versus the United States, which upheld the camps at that time and the rights of Japanese citizens. And it goes back to other times in war where the government was able to suppress the rights of individuals. Think about the Espionage and Sedition Acts during World War I. However, the story's not over. Even though the camps started to roll down in late 1944 into 1945, releasing the individuals back into society, we weren't done yet. When the Japanese people went back, they saw that they lost their homes, they lost their businesses, and in some cases had to start completely over from scratch. It wasn't until 1988 when President Ronald Reagan recognized and saw that this was the wrong thing to do at the time, offered an apology, and gave reparations of $25,000, not nearly enough to cover what they had lost during that time. But at least it was a recognition by the United States government that there was wrongdoing, that it should have been handled differently, and something really we should learn from. Yet when you look at the climate today, it makes you wonder. Now you know your freaking history. Peace.